Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ode Erica. Today's video is going to be my top designer fragrances for summer. I wanted to make two different lists. I'll probably be doing like a part 2 to this with more higher end niche fragrances, but for the first video I just wanted to sit down and share my favorite designer fragrances for summer, because I feel like, you know, that's what most of us reach for, are these more affordable fragrances, especially when you're wearing them every single day. You don't always want to wear like a $300 or $400 bottle of fragrance every single day, because obviously it costs a lot of money. But anyway, let's just jump into this. The first one that I have on the list is one that I'm kind of worried to talk about, because I haven't heard anyone talk about it in a while, and I don't know if that means that it's like not cool anymore or what is going on in the fragrance world, but I still personally like it and I get complimented on it a lot. So I'm going to add it to the list because I think it's always been known as the perfect summer fragrance for women, and that is Dolce Gabbana Light Blue Intense. Make sure to get the Intense version. I actually have the Dossier version here. This bottle is $29. The reason that I don't actually have a bottle of Light Blue Intense is because I went out, this is before I really knew anything about fragrances. I just saw people online talking about it. I went out and bought an Eau de Toilette version of Light Blue and it didn't last at all, and I was like, why the heck isn't this lasting on me? And I returned it, so I just have the Dossier version. But I'm adding this to the list because I get compliments on this every single time I wear it. I'm not kidding. I used to work out with a personal trainer and this was like my gym scent, or just like that bright fresh fragrance. So I would wear it to the gym every day and I get compliments every single day at the gym. So I think it's nice. It's just very uplifting, bright, super citrusy, and perfect for the super hot weather, especially here in Miami. Oh my god. You know, this fragrance has been around forever. I don't really feel like I need to say too much about it. So the next one is also another one that I don't really hear people talk about that often, which is kind of surprising because I personally think that this fragrance is very enjoyable. And this one is Perfect by Marc Jacobs. I saw this originally in New York City and I fell in love with the bottle, and I like the fragrance too. The fragrance itself is very likable. It's like a rhubarb, almond milk with like some little like cashmere, a little bit of woodiness to it. And to me, honestly, when I smelled it for the first time, the first thing that I smelled was just Jolly Rancher. It smells like candy. I thought it was kind of interesting because I've never smelled a fragrance like that just immediately smells like this type of candy, this kind of like cherry Jolly Rancher, strawberry Jolly Rancher. I really like it right off the top. I mean, it dries down and it gets a little more subtle. You get more of the woodsy notes, but it just smells like a Jolly Rancher. So it's very nice, you know, it's very like mass appealing, you know, it's not going to offend anyone. I just think it's really nice for the warm weather. I love it. I love the Jolly Rancher. I love the sweetness, the candy like kind of gourmand sense to it. But I will say that this one does not really project like crazy. It's more of a light fragrance. It doesn't last insanely long, mostly just because of like the citrusy, those kind of candy notes do not last very long. You have to reapply it every once in a while, every maybe like 4 or 5 hours, but it's still really likable, especially if you're looking for something that isn't over the top strong, like, or intrusive, or, you know, in your face. Like, you don't want to offend anyone that you walk by. So I think this one's a really good option. So the next one is a little more controversial. I think people have different opinions about this fragrance. I kind of go back and forth on it as well, just because I'm not a huge rose girl, a rose floral kind of girl. I like the more candy sweet or the more woodsy spicy kind of sense, like just straight up rose, which is what this is. This is Chloe by Chloe. This one is basically just a floral rose overdose. But this one is interesting to me. The reason that I decided to go with a full bottle of it, when I first smelled it, to me it just smells like old money. Like some people might smell and be like, oh, you mean old. No, I don't mean old. I mean, like, I just picture generational wealth. I picture New England. I picture like linen shirts and pants and like sweaters over the shoulder at the golf country club or something. Like, that is what I picture this fragrance on someone around my age. I don't picture it on someone older, maybe like my age to like 30s. I like it a lot. I like wearing it. I'm such a weirdo, but I like wearing it when I go to like coffee shops and stuff and to edit. I feel like so mysterious and like that girl, like just old money, sitting in a coffee shop, editing on my computer. I like this one a lot, and I don't really like rose fragrances. But it's light and it's powdery, so I think that it's good for summer, and it does have a little tiny bit of like amber and cedar in there. It's nice. Go try it out. It's one of those things where you have to smell it for yourself and then you'll know if you like it or not. So the next one is the opposite of what I've been saying on this list so far, and this one is very talked about. This is Carolina Herrera Good Girl, and in my opinion is one of the most underrated designer fragrances on the market. I think this fragrance is so freaking cool. This is one of the first ever fragrances that I ever bought. You can see I'm getting very low. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's like down to here. I really love this one because it's just different. It's one of the more unique fragrances that I've ever smelled. It's like a coffee, cacao, almond kind of scent. It does have some floral notes too. It has like some jasmine and orange blossom in there. It's a very, like it has a ton of notes. It's a very, very complex fragrance. Out of my whole collection, you know, niche fragrances, designer fragrances, $400 bottle versus a $30 bottle, like this one is my most complimented scent ever. This one gets so many compliments and men go crazy over this scent. So if you're like trying to find a man, you're trying to get your man to like pay more attention to you, you definitely need to try this one. And I also like it because I think it's so versatile. I think it kind of works really any time of the year. It's a beautiful winter scent, beautiful summer scent, because it's kind of light. If you had to buy one fragrance, just one fragrance for the rest of your life, like that is it. That's the one. If you're looking for somewhere to start in your fragrance journey, that is the one. If you want, you know, compliments, this is the one to get. Men go absolutely bonkers over this. Men lose their minds over this fragrance. I've heard different kind of reviews on this fragrance with this performance. Some people say it lasts a really long time. I personally don't think that it does. It might just be that it doesn't like project like crazy. I don't think it really gives you like a bubble or like there's no like sillage or scent trail or anything. It's very light, but it's like one of those fragrances that's like you gotta be right up on you to get. But it is probably one of my most favorite fragrances ever. So I only have 2 more on this list, and this is another one that is talked about constantly and for good reason. And this one is Valentino Dona, Born in Roma. It's probably one of the most popular designer fragrances ever. It was launched in 2019 and it's really nice. It's very, very bright and sweet. It's a little more green than the other fragrances that I've talked about, like compared to like the Perfect. You know, this one is more green. It's more herby, more tea-like. It's not like candy sweet, if you know what I mean. The notes in this are like black currant, pink pepper. It's really nice balance between like fruit and spice. And it's great too because it's super long lasting. It performs really good and it has great projection, but not too much projection. So this is probably my most recommended one out of the whole video. But I'm gonna show you guys one more. I kind of thought I'd throw it in here as like, you know, a little extra bonus because this one is actually the cheapest one and I kind of forget about it. This was also like when I bought Good Girl, I also bought this at the same time. So these are like my first 2 ever fragrances. And this is Airy by Ariana Grande. This one it's the cheapest one out of the whole list that I've given. You can get a little 1 ounce bottle of this for $45. So by far the most affordable. It's just smelling it, I'm just like, I like it. And I think the bottle is really cute too. It's like a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance. It just smells like a fruit cocktail basically. So this one and the Valentino one I think are really great. This is great if you're like on a budget. Some of the fruit notes in this are like raspberry and grapefruit and pear. You really smell the pear, but it also has like vanilla and marshmallow in it. So like I said, very, very gourmand. And the overall consensus on this is that like it performs okay. It's not like the most amazing, projective, long-lasting fragrance out there, but it's not like bad. It doesn't like wear off your skin in an hour like some other fragrances that I have. So for the price point, I think it's definitely the best value. So if I had to recommend any of these for the summer, I think that like the really hot weather, I'd recommend these 2. I think these 2 would be really great to wear for the summer. If you're looking for something that is more affordable, definitely check out Airy by Ariana Grande. So that is my list for the top designer fragrances for your hot girl summer, if you want to be that girl. So leave a comment below what your favorite fragrance on this list was, if you like any of these, and also leave a comment what your favorite summer fragrance is. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.